Thank you for your interest in the Global Nutrition Report. This video will show you how to complete the online commitment progress tracking form for commitments registered in the Nutrition Accountability Framework, or NAF. This walkthrough will give you an overview of the different parts of the form and what you'll need to fill in where. You'll start by signing into the NAF platform through the Global Nutrition Report website. If you do not remember the password to your account, or if you are signing in for the first time, please use the Reset Password feature. You may also contact the Global Nutrition Report team for assistance by emailing naf@globalnutritionreport.org. Once you sign in, your NAF commitments will be listed. If you have not signed into the NAF recently, you will likely be asked to review user and contact details for your organization. The contact review will only appear once, and after you submit complete review, you will be taken to the Your NAF Commitments page. You can also access this page by selecting Commitments in the upper right corner. Click on the three dots on the right side of the commitment that you wish to report progress on. Select Report Progress. This will take you to instructions on how to report your progress. Once you've read through these, you will click Continue. You'll now begin the Commitment Progress Tracking form. Before we walk through Section 1, a quick note on language options. This form is available in English, French, and Spanish. At any point while completing the form, you can change the language by using the Language drop-down menu in the upper right corner of the page. While the questions are available in French and Spanish, we ask that responses be provided in English whenever possible. This helps reduce the risk of misinterpretation when the Global Nutrition Report translates and publishes commitment progress in the NAF Commitment Tracker. Section 1 displays the information that was provided when your commitment was originally registered or during the commitment verification process. You'll begin by reviewing the information on this page, including the commitment title and description, the key indicator, the baseline value, the target value, and the commitment end date. This information is used by the Global Nutrition Report to assess progress, so it is important to review it carefully. You may notice that the fields cannot be changed. However, at the bottom of the page, you will be asked to confirm that the commitment information in the pre-populated fields is correct. If you select yes, you'll move directly to Section 2. If you respond no, you'll be asked to specify which details are correct. Please note, the question is only meant to flag factual inconsistencies or data entry mistakes. It is not intended for modifying the substance of your commitment. After completing the questions in Section 1, you press Next to proceed to Section 2. This section is new and appears for all respondents. You'll be asked whether your commitment has been affected by reductions in humanitarian or development funding in the past 12 months. If you indicate that the funding reductions have affected your commitment, you'll be asked if commitment-related activities were terminated. As included in the form, termination means that all activities fully stopped. If some activities continued at a reduced level, please answer no. If you do select no in question 2.2, you will be asked if at least some of the activities were reduced. If your commitment activities were terminated or reduced, you will be asked a series of questions on what steps you took to mitigate or adapt to the reductions in funding, the level of impact that reductions had on specific dimensions of the activities, and whether you expect to be able to maintain your commitment. Important note regardless of the section or question, when there is an option for Other, please make sure you write in your answer. If you indicate that your commitment has not been affected by recent reductions in humanitarian and development funding, you will skip most of this section and move to question 2.8. Question 2.8 is an optional question where you may share any reflection on recent funding reductions. This section contains one question, which appears for all respondents. Have you measured the key indicator since the baseline or since the last round of progress tracking in 2024? Depending on your answer to this question, you will either be presented with Section 4 or Section 5. If you indicate in Section 3 that the key indicator has not been measured since baseline or the GNR's latest round of progress tracking, then you will be presented with Section 4. This section contains one question. You will be asked to select the reason why the key indicator has not been assessed. Once you complete this section, you'll move directly to Section 6. If you indicate in Section 3 that the key indicator has been measured since baseline or the latest round of progress tracking, then you'll be presented with Section 5. This section will also include your key indicator as a reminder and to help ensure you use the same unit of measurement when reporting progress. In this section, you will either begin with question 5.1a or 5.1b depending on your key indicator type. Question 5.1a appears for numeric indicators only. Please be sure to use the same unit of measurement as your baseline and target. Question 5.1b appears for binary indicators, such as whether a policy or action has been implemented. You'll indicate yes or no with an optional text box to add further detail if helpful. This section appears for all respondents. It focuses on barriers other than recent humanitarian and development funding reductions that have affected progress. You'll first be asked whether any such barriers existed. If you select yes to question 6.1, you'll then rate the impact of specific barriers on your commitment. After rating the impact of each barrier, you'll be asked to describe any additional barriers that were not captured. If you select no for question 6.1, you will skip question 6.2, the rating question, and go directly to question 6.3. This final question in the section is optional and can be left blank. Section 7 allows you to tell us about opportunities that help speed up progress towards your commitment. This can be additional financial, political, or policy support, or any partnerships. If you indicate that yes, you are presented with opportunities for accelerating progress, you will then move to question 7.2 to specify the type of opportunity. Please select all that apply from the listed options. If you select Other, please specify what other type in the space provided. Section 8 is the final section of the form and is optional. Here, you may provide any additional information you feel is relevant to the progress or lack of progress towards your commitment. For example, you might share context not captured by previous questions, provide an overall update, or note next steps if the commitment has concluded. Once complete, click Submit. Once you submit, you'll arrive at this landing page that thanks you for reporting progress. Please remember that you will need to complete the form for each commitment separately. If you have another commitment, please return to the Your NAF Commitments page to repeat the steps. That concludes our tour of the Global Nutrition Report's online commitment progress tracking survey. If you have any questions regarding the commitment tracking process, please email nav@globalnutritionreport.org.